Welcome to Training for Champions. My name is Miguel Illidge, and today I'm going to talk to you about streamlining your licensing process. My number one goal on 100% of my appointments is to recruit my friend, the person or the potential client or whoever is in front of me. My goal is to recruit him. As soon as he says or she says yes, I go online, I do the IBA, and as soon as we're done with the IBA, the same moment, the next step is to open the UCAN Pass. We do everything to UCAN Pass. So we open the UCAN Pass for a person, we show him, we register the person on UCAN Pass, and immediately after, we show that person how she's gonna study in that test. We explain the study guide, the introduction, the quizzes, simulate, guarantee, all those things that she has to do or they have to do. We tell them about the amount of time they have to spend studying, watch the videos, and the whole process, right? So they have whatever time they have till our next meeting that we are gonna see each other again. Most likely for the orientation. The orientation, we do it on 24 to 48 hours. And in the orientation, I reinforce the idea of the license. They have to get licensed the closest or the sooner possible, okay? So how do we do that? In our office, what we do is that we all are licensing specialists. I don't have a licensing specialist. I am a licensing specialist. The way that Lorena, my upline, trained me, she said, if you want to become a millionaire, you need to learn the licensing process. And that's what I wanted to become. Years ago when I started, I said, okay, I'll do it. I learned that. How I learned it? I learned the whole text, the whole book. And not only learn it, I had to learn how to teach it to other people. So my idea was, if I can understand it in a way that the person that is in front of me can understand the things that I'm saying, I really understand it. Because you can pass the test, but you don't really understand everything until you have to explain it to somebody else. If you can't explain it to somebody else, you don't really get it. So we sit with them until they can explain it back. I ask them, explain it back to me. When they can explain it back to me, I know they're gonna pass. And that's one of the reasons. But the other reasons that we recruit masses. We recruit masses because I recruit one person and they're gonna get licensed. That's the average. I get like 20 to 18% of the people that I recruit licensed. So if I want 20 people licensed, I need to recruit 100. So that's the first thing. I need to recruit 100. If you do the same thing, if you at least pay attention to some of the things that I tell you, I don't hire licensing specialists because I don't want my business or my future or my success in the hands of somebody else. I want it in my hands. So that's how I became a licensing specialist and my regionals and my RVPs. So now in our office, let's say we have 100 licensing specialists and we are all in the game. We want people to get licensed.
I'm NSD Chanika Turner out of Dallas, Texas, and today I'm going to talk about keeping a license and focus. I'm going to give you some key points in this area today. And here it is. Point number one, you have to have personal responsibility. You got to take it personal. You got to know what you want for your recruits. It's your job to know when I recruit you, I'm going to get you licensed. Does that make sense? Okay. Point number two, here it is, guys. We got to get good at telling people what to do. We can't just leave it to happenstance. I got to direct people. Point number three is you got to make sure you have a system in place. See, once there's a system in place, duplication can occur. So what I mean by a system, what do you have your recruits to do? So we got to make sure that we schedule them for class. We got to make sure that their application process is done, that we schedule for them for their test. So they know going in, I have my test scheduled for this day. Their mind is already prepped up to make sure they're attentive in class for that test. And of course, you got to have that fingerprints done, if applicable, in your state. And then that application process is complete. So once you have that done, guys, duplication can occur because this is a duplication process, right? And here's the thing. You want to have a licensing goal. What is your licensing goal? We already know that Primerica's licensing goal is 150,000 license, right? How many of that do you want? And once you have that in place, you can reach your licensing goal, guys. So let's make sure we keep our license focus straight so we can be a part of that 150 license goal that Primerica has in place.
Today we're going to talk about developing a licensing system. See, it's all about distribution, okay? The leaders with the biggest license team they're going to win in the end. Okay, so ask yourself the following question anytime you're working. Is what I'm doing at this moment have the potential of getting me out of what I'm doing in the future? If it doesn't, I'm going to suggest to you that's not a good thing to use your time, okay? I mean, the goal is to make your money in a manner that gets you free. So if your game plan doesn't include a major focus on licensing, unfortunately, I think you're going to be doing what you're doing for a long time, okay? So when we talk about licensing, I think it's important that we kind of emphasize that licensing is a full contact sport, okay? I mean, it's a lot of interaction with that new teammate. So let's just talk about kind of what we do the first week of a new teammate's experience with Primerica, okay? There's just a number of things we want to accomplish. One is we want to get them scheduled for class. We do all our classes live, and we usually schedule that person for 2 or 3 weeks out for the next class, okay? It's just so that we can get some things going with them beforehand. The second thing, not in any specific order, but one of the other things we do is we get their fingerprint. In our state, they got to get fingerprinted. We want to get that done the first week. The first week, we want to schedule their exam. I don't want them going through class and then getting intimidated and then pushing off their test and pushing it off and procrastinating and so on. I want to have that test scheduled, okay, the first week, okay? They'll take the test within 7 days of the class, but we're going to schedule the test the first week, okay? And then I also want to start them on the past now. I want them to start boosting their knowledge, watching the videos, boost your knowledge. I also want them to start taking practice exams, okay? Dave Fagan's got some training on that on POL, but I want them taking those practice exams over and over and over again before they go to class. They get used to the terminology, they get used to the concepts, okay? So they got a baseline information and knowledge before they go to licensing class. And then the last thing I want to do that first week is I want to get them scheduled, with a study group, study session, so they can start listening to people ask questions and learn concepts and so on, okay? Now, the day of the class, what we do is we greet them at the door, get there a little bit early, maybe have a goodie bag, maybe have some coffee, maybe a thing to take notes on, things of that nature. We'll shoot a picture of them, shout them out on Telegram, make heroes of them, let them know the base shop is rooting for them and those kind of things, okay? And then after the class, we're going to plug them back into those study sessions, maybe with a licensed specialist, maybe with the PFSU coach, those kind of things. And then the day of the exam, we're just going to send them a text, okay, encouraging them, let them know the base shop's praying for them, okay? Just let them know there's a team of people that believe in them as they go through. Okay, so that's kind of all the steps for the brand new person. What are we doing kind of behind the scenes, okay? We track their progress. We track what they're trying to accomplish, okay? The home office makes it real easy, okay? We've got you can customize a report, that kind of has, the date of, everybody can have their names down through here and the date of PFSU or the test date or what you need to send to RLC. You can customize that exactly the way you want it. Just go to your Primerica app. Okay, and you can follow the choice, but you want to get your custom report, and you can put anything you want in there. You can download it to an Excel doc if you want. That's kind of old school for me. You can put it on a Google Doc if you want, whatever you want to do, but it makes it real. We spend no more than 30 minutes a week, okay, tracking this. Okay, now I'll work with my managers, hey, what's happening with this person? What's happening with this person? It really takes no time at all to be able to do that. So I hope that helps, okay? Always remember, we are in the people business, okay? And in the people business, shortcuts don't work, okay? It's the amount of time that you spend with them. Appreciate it, everybody, okay? Good luck.
Guys, wasn't that a great show? Now, here's the thing. You learned so many valuable points in this show. Now, the key is, what are you going to do with it? Because we have a great show. We do it every time, but you got to make sure you take those key points and you implement them in your business. So that way, your business can grow. Thank you guys for tuning in.